Good morning from Melbourne, Australia. Good evening to friends in the U.S. who may be watching either live or on replay. It is Wednesday, the 27th of November here in Australia, which means that it's Tuesday evening in the U.S. And I know all my U.S. friends are getting ready for Thanksgiving. We went to a Friendsgiving on this past Saturday, for which I cooked a big turkey. So I feel like I'm a week ahead of you guys because I've already been eating all my Thanksgiving leftovers. But we've got another Friendsgiving on Sunday, for which I'm making some pies. So I get to live it all over again, but that should be fun. And the host, I think, was saying that he might be doing duck instead of turkey. So we'll see. It's always an interesting crowd at all of these, and learn other people's celebrating traditions, because, of course, your tradition is what you grew up with your family doing, right? So let's jump into some projects here. Today, I am showing you this Joy of Giving tag kit, which is on page 37 of the holiday catalog, and it makes 30 tags. They said 10 each of 3 designs. That's a lot of tags. And here they are. That's one, and then you can open it up. It's got a to and from. 2. This is how they recommend doing the 3 designs with their pre-made kit, or the pre-designed kit, which is really nice for people who want some crafting that's pretty straightforward. I can't say that these aren't super simple. There's a lot of different layers to add on. I can show you all the pieces here. They're very nice tags. But it comes in this, it's a cardboard box, but it's great for storage for this. It also holds greeting cards, so you can purpose that for whatever you want. It's got a nice spool of shaded spruce twine, glue dots, lots of dimensionals, the stamp set, which of course can be used for all kinds of things. I had it on a display board, so I stamped out the sentiments and images to show people. Lots of these gold foil swirly stickers, all the bits and bobs that you need to make lots and lots of tags. But a group of demonstrators who call themselves the Crafty Collective, I think, Crafty Carrot Collective. Anyway, they did a series of alternative uses, making bits of these, using pieces of the kit to make greeting cards. So I thought that was a great idea because I bought the kit to show people to offer for a class and had no takers for the class. And I'd much rather make pieces of the kit into cards, because I'm going to get more use out of those than 30 gift tags. So here is one of the cards that Krista Fratton, I believe is her name, is the one who designed this one. She used a piece of the wrapped in plaid designer series paper in the back. It's the shaded spruce with the polka dots on it, but I'm out of that particular sheet, so I just put plain shaded spruce back behind there. And she's got a couple of these gold foil scrolls back there, and this is a piece of one of the tags, and of course the stamp set and the shaded spruce baker's twine. And then this is another one that was done by Susan Wong, I believe. And I've changed it up a little bit from what she did, but kept basically the same idea. And again, the little tag and the deer and the stamps are from the kit, and then I added in a piece of wrapped in plaid and a doily and little spots and a little bit of that gold metallic thread. So lots of ways to do things, and I have 3 more alternatives that I have prepped to make with you today, so hopefully this will be of interest if you're looking to fill out your collection of cards, and maybe you could use some gift tags along the way. This is a good option, and it's definitely good value for money. It's just I don't need 30 gift tags at this point in my life because I don't have that many gifts that I'm actually giving out. So yeah, here's all the pieces I'm going to use. Where am I going to start for this one? I think I'm going to start here. So it's got a circle. Let's see. And in that circle, I'm going to start with the Christmas sentiment. Cleaning as I'm going because these will get used a couple of times probably, some of them. And I'm going to punch out my circle so I get my placement right on everything else. But the Christmas, because the Christmas is going to fit right down there at the bottom of the circle, I wanted to get that stamped on first so I could position the rest of it. And then have a Mary. It's here somewhere. There we go. I need to grab a stamp pad. So I thought I had everything together, but I had one customer here yesterday making her Christmas Stamp-A-Stack cards because she was traveling when I did that at the beginning of the month, and so she came yesterday to make her cards, and then after work another customer came and put together her Christmas countdown kit. So I had lots of things going in lots of different directions. Okay, so that's going to go in there. That Have a Mary could have been higher, but we're just going to go with it. Grab my embossing buddy. And first mark's right in front of me. Bring in some gold embossing powder. I think you could do this with the Golden Glitz Delicata as well. But it would just be a slightly different look, but I think it would be a good look. I have my heat tool, light down. go. So that part is done. Now, we've got this tag, and this is the one that was used like so, and we're using the same pieces, but we're going to use them in a different way here. So the first thing I need to do is cut this one in half. My paper trimmer here. So I'm just lining up the score with the track. That's the scoring blade. And just cutting it off. And I'll set that aside for something else. And punch out all these little bits and bobs. And oops, there's one more. We're going to actually cut this down a little bit. Because what we're going to do is mount it right back behind there. I went to pull out glue for today. Go. So what I'm doing, there is a little hole there to put a string if you're using it as a tag, and that's right in the center. So I'm lining that up with the center of the scroll here, and then I'll do my best to align it on the other side too. Again, that's why I like this multi-purpose glue. It just gives me enough play to nudge things where I exactly want them. Good. Hi, Gladys. Yeah, I figure a lot of people are prepping for Thanksgiving today. Of course, it's not a thing here. So nobody here is doing Thanksgiving except for the Americans who are trying to figure out, am I doing it Thursday, even though it's a work day, and Friday's a work day? Am I doing it Saturday or when? And we're going to go get fingerprinted tomorrow at the Victorian Police fingerprinting facility. This is part of our application to become permanent residents here in Australia. And we need fingerprints to submit to the FBI for a background check, even though we did that just over a year ago, about a year and a half ago, to get our visa to come here. But, things could change in that time. So there's that. And then I'll bring in this part. This is a piece of wrapped in plaid designer series paper. And we're just going to put that on the card base. Like I said, Krista Fratton designed this one. And yep, let's double check here, make sure we've got everything going the right way. And a piece of Whisper White. Glue that flat. You can see I just cut down that tag to put back behind. from the front, you just would never know that's what's happened. And the circle even covers up that whole punch in the tag piece. And then I'm gonna make a bow out of this. And I don't know if you know, but before I tighten that knot in the middle all the way down, I work to get my loops the right way, because if you tighten it down, you're more likely to get a twisty loop. Or like me, you always get a twisty loop no matter what. But there we go. Now I'll tighten it a little bit more. And these are not my favorite glue dots, but I believe it'll work. And I just push it on there, and then I pinch it to take it off the backing, and that kind of pushes the glue dot into the size of the knot. Let's trim that one off. There. And that's one. I think that's a nice use of that tagged into a card. So let's make another one. Just unloading all the pieces here. Okay, what do we do on this one? Yes. Sorry, I need to grab one more stamp. There we go. Okay, again, we're using this same tag. I've already cut this one in half. And we're going to start with the plain side here and the stamp from the kit that says Joy. And we're just going to stamp that a few times. This is another one by Susan Wong. I'm changing it up just a tiny bit. Just kind of making it mine, eliminating some things that I think are make it a little too busy for my taste, and substituting out some other things. Okay, so in the piece of crumb cake here, we're going to stamp Be Merry. And we're going to wind up cutting that out. I know you wonder sometimes why I clean off my stamps just immediately, but I've had too many projects have a stamp fall on them or drop them onto a dirty stamp and be very regretful about that. Let me see if this works. This may be too... Oh, no, it's going to be just right. Excellent. So I don't know if you can see that. It fits right in there. And then I really just have one straight line to try to free cut. There. That worked well. Actually, I'm going to do this one too because I want to shorten it just a tiny bit. Okay, so that is going to go there. And then I have one of these gold reindeer in a circle that comes with the kit pre-printed. So let's see what we need to do on our card base here. Okay, so this is going to get mounted onto here. And so we're just going to glue that on top. And that's because this isn't really a nicely finished thing. So we're just going to cover it up with this one. Nicely finished thing. They dyed the edges, the filigree edges of the card, but it was designed to be covered up, so it's not a nicely finished edge where they dyed it. That's what I'm trying to say. And then I also have a bit of gold glimmer paper, and I've just gone ahead and put a piece of tear-in tape on there. This is my favorite way to get things evenly aligned. I've got it lined up against one of the lines of my grid paper, and now I can come in and align against, I'm using this next line over. So now this is a nice even strip, no matter what funky cutting I did or however uneven that strip is, it's even on the part that you see, which is cool. Okay, and this is going to go on with a dimensional or 2 on this side. And this is also always checking. I think a little dot of glue on this side, because there. Hold that for a second. Yep. Okay, this is going to get stamped on in Smoky Slate. This is the swirl that comes in the kit. We will glue this one on. Including one more dimensional over here. And she also had gold sequins on there. I'm going to pull out my other glue dots. Because I really do find these a little bit easier to use. And at the moment, I'm just sticking a few on the roll of glue dots. Come here. And let's see. So Gladys, it sounds like you're hosting Thanksgiving. Hi, Roseanne. That one there. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not hosting this year. I don't know. Last year I didn't host because it was like 2 days after our entire shipment from the US arrived. That was a year ago yesterday. And yeah, this year other people volunteered to host. So like I said, I cooked a turkey for last weekend's Friendsgiving. She does actually have, I'm gonna do one more, go for the odd number. And yeah, so this Sunday, one of Glenn's faculty colleagues hosts for basically American faculty. There, let's call that good. So there's that one. And I've got one more. Put off some of this here. So again, I'm featuring the Joy of Gifting tag kit and showing some alternatives that can be made with it to turn them into greeting cards, because 30 tags in the kit might just be a little excessive for some of us at this stage in our lives, or with the family structure or friend structure that we have. So, okay, so there's that and that. I pull out the card base to start with. This one has, she showed flecks of gold on it, so I wanted to see. And I'm going to actually grab the re-inker. Come here. And the block. Because I think I'm going to try doing it this way. I'm going to put a drop of re-inker on the block there. And I've got an aqua painter. I'm going to add some water in there and get it wet. There, can you see how wet that is? Yeah, and then what I'm gonna do is just tap it against my finger. Get some more here. it's sometimes hard to know when you're getting enough without too much. And I think to get a little more right where you want it, you do kind of like that. That may be plenty for this. There. Just going to put that aside to clean up a little later, clean my finger a little bit, and set this aside to dry for a few. Okay. So once again, we're using these elements. And one of these tags. And again, these are part of the kit. And we're going to use the Joy stamp again. Yeah, I'm not so happy with that. Let's see if we can get it lined up better. And these do have a sort of splotchy watercolory look to them, so that one's better. And this has, the kit also has these two little accent dots to go on either side of the greenery. And yes. We will use Smoky Slate again. Let me pull this one out. And we're going to use the other scroll design that comes with the kit. We'll turn this way so we're covering up that hole again. See how that came out. A little close together, but we're going to go with it. Actually, we're going to try again. I have a bunch of these, and it'll be okay to use another one. I'll make use of that in another way. Okay, so a little bit lower this time. Let's see how that does. That's better. Now you can actually see it. Okay. I'm reading your comments, Gladys. Oh, yeah, I hope you keep power. That's no fun. Okay, so this one you may have seen on the back of this plaid had these cute little stockings. So I've cut out, just fussy cut a couple of those, and they're gonna go on here. We're gonna glue this onto this piece. And then I think that's going to get popped up. Yeah, I'm glad I re-stamped that. Oh my goodness. My eyes and my brain are not connecting very well. Okay, let's bring this piece back in. And she had, I think, a piece of this. Back behind there. This is actually retired washi tape, but I think that's what she'd done. Glue this down. And then she did these little stockings. There. That's another one. And I think that's what I have prepared for today. So let me bring things back in for you to see. These are the original tags here. Of course, you can change up the elements to make them how you want them as tags, and you can use the elements to make cards like I have today. So there we go. Can we see them all? I hope my American friends have a very nice Thanksgiving with family or friends or whatever you're doing to celebrate. And my Australian friends, I hope the weather continues to be as pleasant as it has been this week in Melbourne and not too hot elsewhere. And yeah, that's what I have. I'll see you back here next week, same time, same place. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.